Happy Sunday, Seattle and Western Washington. Yesterday, it was nice. We saw temps in the low to mid 60s pretty much area wide. In fact, yesterday was the second warmest temperature that we've seen so far in 2023 in Seattle. That gives you an idea of just how cool it's been. In fact, April is one of the coldest. This April is one of the coldest Aprils that we've ever seen. You've noticed it. We should be in the low 60s, and we've been in the 50s and even the 40s for highs really pretty much for the entire month of April. But yesterday, that changed. Let me show you the almanac from yesterday. So we hit 63 at Seattle. This was the second warmest temperature of 2023. The warmest temperature, you have to go all the way back to March 18th when we hit 65 briefly at SeaTac yesterday, finally getting back into the 60s and back above average. And this is important because if you look back at all the data, all the record books, there had never been an April in recorded history that Seattle had not hit 60 or warmer up until this April. We had spent every day below 60 degrees until yesterday. So now this month is not going to be a record breaker in terms of not getting to 60 or warmer. I think we'll take that, especially for all the outdoor enthusiasts, the gardeners. We're ready for some milder temperatures. We don't want hot weather, but we just want it to be in the 60s. We'll take that. Luckily, we do have some very warm temperatures on the way this upcoming week, as we're going to move into a pattern a little more favorable for some warmer temps, not only across Western Washington, but really across the entire West Coast, all of the Pacific Northwest, as we have a big area of high pressure that's going to build overhead, which we're going to focus on that in a minute. But I want to show you this 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This is for April 29th through May 3rd, so the end of April for the first part of May. Strong indications, a strong likelihood of temperatures above average. Keep in mind, at the graphic we just looked at, the average high is 61. This is suggesting temperatures will be above that for that 6 to 10 day period. Those are the orange and red colors you see. That is a very favorable forecast for high temps that are above average. And I think at this point we're all ready for some warmer weather, and that's what's on the way. Is we do have that area of high pressure that's going to build over the eastern Pacific, and that will eventually build over the West Coast and right on up here into the Pacific Northwest, helping to boost our temps up to that average or even that above average level as we work our way into the upcoming work week. So here's a look at what we're focusing on. Over the Pacific, we're starting to see a pretty strong area of high pressure setting up beginning tomorrow, and watch as we track this toward the middle and end of the week into the upcoming weekend. You can see it intensifies and builds right over the West Coast, and that is going to really help to prevent any storm systems from coming down into our area. It's going to keep the sunny skies around, and it's also going to create a pattern favorable to help temps get into the 60s and even the 70s for this upcoming work week. Now, we have to get through today, we have to get through tomorrow, and then we see temps back up to around 60, back up near average for Tuesday, and then beyond Tuesday, folks, that's when it gets really warm. You may want the fans by Friday and Saturday as we see some of those warm temperatures build in. 57 Monday is what I'm expecting in Seattle, 60 for our Tuesday. We're into the mid to upper 60s Wednesday and Thursday. And by Friday, folks, we're talking about upper 70s here in Seattle and possibly a new daily record high temperature for April 28th. That previous record, 76, set back in 1968. That forecast high is 77. If that comes to fruition, that would be a brand new daily record high temperature for the day of April 28th. So some nice warmth is on the way. This is summer-like warmth. So our average highs typically in the upper 70s come in July and August. So we're going to see summer-like temperatures, but luckily it's not going to be too long of a period or too warm. We're not going to get to the 90s or the triple digits or anything like that. But upper 70s and even a couple lower 80s for some of the interior parts of King, Pierce, as well as Thurston, maybe Lewis counties could see some lower 80s. So it's going to feel warm because it's been so cool, but we should top out in the upper 70s here in Seattle as we work our way into Friday, and then we see those 70s stick around into the upcoming weekend. I'm also forecasting a high temp of 77 for our Saturday. It does look like onshore flow develops late Saturday into Sunday. That'll cool coastal areas off on Saturday, and that should level our temperatures off into the upper 60s, lower 70s around Puget Sound in Seattle on Sunday, falling back into the 60s Monday and Tuesday of that following week. 7-day forecast shows that we get a lot of sunshine with this weather pattern flip. So not only do we see the warmer temps, but we see dry conditions. So we're going to run above average in terms of the temps, below average for precip, and we're going to see mostly, if not completely, sunny skies from Tuesday into the upcoming weekend.